Hello everyone, as you can tell from the title of this video, today I thought I would just sit down and give you guys a few tips about the sort of things you should know before you start uni, because this time last year I'd finished my A-levels and I had like 3 months where I was just sat about doing nothing waiting for uni to start. So I thought I'd give you guys a few tips before you go to uni of stuff that might be helpful over the summer for you to do or what not to do and things like that. So I'm going to stop blabbing and just get into the video. So my first tip is learn how to cook. If you obviously already know how to cook, then you can kind of skip this one, you've already got yourself set. But if you can't cook anything apart from toast, like, you kind of need to know a little bit more. And if you do have a big summer break before you go to uni, that is like the perfect time just to learn a few basic meals. I'm not saying you need to learn really fancy stuff, but literally essentials like pasta, rice, pizza, vegetables, they're helpful too. Just like learn to cook a few basic but like healthy and handy meals, because when you get to uni you'll probably be on quite a tight budget if your student finance is anything like mine is. So it's really important that you do know how to cook to save yourself a few pennies, because if you rely on eating out a lot of the time, that is going to eat through your money so fast. So even if for a while you can only cook like pasta with sauce or something, anything is better than nothing, and in the long run it will really help you to save money. So if you can kind of learn a few skills before you get to uni, I think that'll be really helpful, because then from day one you're not wasting money. I'm not saying don't get takeaways, because obviously everyone loves a takeaway, but just be mindful of how you are spending your money in terms of food. And maybe just limit your takeaways to like once a week or something if you are on a tight budget. If not, you can do what you want, but this is kind of aimed at people who have quite a tight budget like me. This tip is a bit of a weird one, and I'm not sure if it applies to every uni, but if you're coming to Lincoln then you will 100% understand what I mean. And this tip is, don't get roped into trying to buy loads of tickets and stuff for freshers events before you get to uni. So as I say, I can only talk from experience, but at my uni, before you start uni you get added to like a lot of chats, whether it's like where you're going to be living, the course you're doing, or just like a general uni first year chat or something. And there will be like promoters in those chats, and obviously they get paid to sell tickets for certain events, so they will really try and encourage you to buy a lot of your tickets for like Freshers Week and stuff like in advance in like July and August. And I mean, if you can like guarantee you're definitely going to be going out in like 3 months time because you really like going out, fair enough, do it, because you will save yourself a bit of money. But if you're not that fussed about going out, like me, because this is what I did, it's really easy to kind of feel like, oh my god, I need to get these tickets and go to this event because everyone's going to be there, blah blah blah. You really don't. If it gets to Freshers Week and you want to go, there will still be tickets left, because obviously these companies and stuff expect loads of people to turn up at Freshers Week, so they're not just going to have like 50 sat for summer and nothing else, if that makes sense. So I would say don't buy freshers wristbands and tickets and all that stuff before you get to uni, just because you don't know how you're going to feel when you get there. You might be just tired from moving and you couldn't think of anything worse than going out for the night. So again, it's kind of a way of saving money, because if you don't end up going out, which is what I did, you've kind of wasted like 30 quid on a wristband for 2 weeks of events that you didn't go to, if that makes sense. My next tip is when you actually get to uni, and it is to go to all of your freshers lectures. So in first year during your Freshers Week, or at Lincoln we had 2 weeks of Freshers Week, but either way in your Freshers Week you will have a few lectures, and you may think there's not much point going because you're not obviously like starting the actual course at that point, if that makes sense. It's generally just like introductions to certain things and how the uni works and stuff, but I would 100% recommend going to every single one if you can. Obviously if you're ill, fair enough, but try not to be ill. Mainly I say this for 2 reasons. One is because you will meet a lot of other people on your course, so obviously it's an easy way to get to know people and make a few friends before you actually start going to all your proper lectures and stuff. And secondly, even if you're not specifically learning things targeted to your course, you'll learn a lot about like how uni works, how to actually enroll and get your student card. We had a few talks about society, sports, well-being, things like that. So not specific to the course, but helpful things for when you're actually at uni, which as I say, I would just really recommend going to them. Even if it seems really boring, it's only like an hour of your day, so just kind of suck it up and go to them, because it will be helpful. The next one kind of links to that, and that is to sign up to the uni's doctors. So obviously it varies with each uni, but at Lincoln specifically there's an on-site doctor's surgery. So if you are travelling quite far from home, I would recommend that you do sign up to the doctors at the university, just mainly because if you get ill and you know you need to see a doctor, if you live like 3 hours from uni, then you don't want to be like going 3 hours just to see a doctor, if that makes sense. Along with that, if you are on any like medication, any prescriptions and stuff, 100% you need to kind of sign up to the uni one or one nearby, just because obviously it's really important that you get your medication or anything that you have due on time. The next tip I have is in terms of furniture and stuff for when you're moving into your uni room, and that is to not buy any big items before you get to uni. So when I say big items, I mean things like, so I bought like an over-the-door mirror, a set of drawers for my bathroom, things like that. Obviously they take up a lot of space and are really awkward to travel with, so big things like that you can kind of get anywhere, wait till you get to uni and just go into town and buy it when you're there, because moving in is stressful enough without having loads of furniture that you need to like carry up loads of flights and stairs and stuff. And I just literally went to Wilko's in town and bought everything I needed, and it was absolutely fine. So unless there's like specific items from home, like certain bedding and whatever, obviously bring that if it's special to you, but otherwise it's absolutely fine to just do it when you get to uni. As I say, in Freshers Week you don't really have that much going on, so you'll have plenty of time to buy the things you need. And if you turn up to uni early, again, you'll have the time to do it, so I wouldn't stress too much about trying to bring every single item that you'll need with you to uni, because you can just buy it when you get there. My next tip is if you're living in halls or something similar, in terms of when you first move in, trying to get to know your flatmates. So the easiest way to do this is when you get to uni or beforehand, just buy a little doorknob or a door stopper. Doorknob's a handle, isn't it? Is before you get to uni, buy a little door stop that you literally just wedge under your door, because a lot of uni doors are fire doors, so you're not meant to keep them open, but obviously when you're moving in it's fine. And just prop that in your door, so then when other people are like moving into the flat and stuff, they'll walk past your room, see your door is open, and it just makes it a bit more friendly, and they'll be more like inclined to talk to you, or you can go and speak to them or whatever and get to know them. Because if you're just in your room with your door shut, no one's going to kind of make the effort to talk to you, because they won't even know that you're in your room. So that's a really big tip, because I did that and it was really helpful for me to get to know my flatmates. So yeah, they're like £1 for a doorstop, so that's one I'd really recommend doing. My final tip is something that I didn't do that I think I should have done, which is why I'm telling you guys, so that you can make better choices than I did, and that would be to join a society. So I went to like the Freshers' Fair and everything and had the intention of signing up, but was too lazy to actually go to any of them, which in retrospect I kind of regret, and I'll get into that. So as I say, you'll have like a societies and Freshers' Fair when you get to uni. Definitely go to that, because A, you get loads of free stuff like food and pens, which is awesome, and also you can get to see what kind of clubs and societies there is on offer at your uni. And I would just like recommend finding something that you think you'd be interested in. If it's something you've tried before, then great. If it's something new, cool. There's so many different things. There's like Disney societies, sports societies, film, so much stuff. So there's definitely something that you will enjoy. And yeah, I'd 100% recommend doing it, just because if you don't know my background, I'm changing course in September. So everyone that I know from the course I was on, obviously I'm not really going to see in September. Whereas if I joined a society, I'd still know those people this year as well, if that makes sense, because obviously the society's every year. Don't know if that makes sense, but basically if you join a society, you get another kind of group of friends, so you're not just reliant on people from your course or your flatmates. You've got another group of mates that have a similar interest to you. So those are just a few little tips that I came up with. I'll probably think of a lot more, so if you would like a few more tips or tips about specific things about going to uni, do let me know down below, because I'm happy to make them. I've got plenty of time to do it before September, and obviously I know how kind of nerve-wracking it can be before you get to uni, because it's weird when you don't know anything about it. You get quite stressed, or at least I did. So yeah, let me know if there's anything specific you want me to talk about. If you did enjoy this video and it was helpful to you, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, because it really helps me out. And that is everything, so I will see you guys very soon with another video.